Golev? Where's Golev? Alright! Did I push the right button? I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I guess I have to wait the full blessed 20 seconds to ensure that I actually push the right button. And someone can confirm to me that I'm hopefully actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Oh, for great maker's sake. Some of this is very confusing. And wow, I did not expect you all to like hop onto the chat already. I saw that YouTube has a scheduling thing for live broadcasts, and I figured I might as well turn that on, because why not? And here y'all are doing, you know, Hume things. How interesting. Anyways, like I mentioned previously, the first 5 minutes will be an Ask Me Anything kind of situation, and if you want to motivate me to answer your questions, you are more than welcome to. I certainly will not stop you. In the meantime, while you're thinking about your questions and so on and so forth, I would like to point out some hilarious bit of humanness. There's a certain individual on your Twitters by the username of Megan J. Bradley, who is apparently keeping track of the Iditarod currently transpiring on your planet. For those of y'all who do not know, the Iditarod reenacts some interesting thing that happened in the Alaskan province of the United States of America nation-state area about getting drugs to a certain location at a certain time so people wouldn't die. I don't know the full details. It's not really my bailiwick. But occasionally, this Iditarod thing is fascinating. Apparently, in the first 24 hours, a musher, that is to say one of the people driving one of the sleds or sleighs, I'm not sure which is the right term, being pulled by a number of those husky canine things that you have. The musher is the guy in the back directing the canines what to do. Anyways, the guy in the back directing the canines what to do, apparently the first one had to punch an aggressive moose. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the flora and fauna on your planet, but I'm given the impression that mooses are quite large, and much larger than humans, in fact. In fact, I think they're weighed in like the ton range. And a Hume socking a moose, wow. But no, it gets better. The next musher unfortunately had to shoot it because apparently it was that aggressive. But oddly enough, the Iditarod has rules. And the rules state that if you kill the animal, you have to dress it there on the side of the track. So he had to stop his run and dress the animal and not waste the meat, which I guess makes a certain degree of sense. It gets even so much better. The guy behind them, the third one, yeah, they ran into the carcass. I don't even know where to start with that. What are you guys doing down there? What the hell? All right, I'm gonna scroll back things and see where we've got any questions outstanding in the chat. Why did you destroy my ship? Well, did you leave it parked in the dockyard for more than 24 hours? I mean, those broadcasts are sent out every hour on the hour, depending on what planet you're on. It's hard to miss them. What is my favorite tank? Oh, for heaven's Christ. Oh, Well, that's a complicated question already. Tanks are not typically our bread and butter here at Sacred Cow Shipyards. You don't see very many of them in an interstellar shipyard. I will have to cogitate on that and get back to you. What is my second favorite shape? Well, clearly not a sphere. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, moose have teeth and antlers, and I can't imagine what their bites are like. I mean, they're herbivores, right? I mean, so they have like flat teeth, but all they do is like chew shit all day. So, I mean, the bite has to be painful. There's no doubt about that. John Leonard, that is an outstanding question, and I will refer you to the Magathrians or the other guys. Yeah. Once again, that is technically outside of my particular environment, and the Magathrians and I have an arrangement, and I try not to get on their bad side. People who can create and destroy planets at will, well, yeah. You don't want to piss them off. Oh, did one of my... I am sorry about that. Siege Montellado? Really? Siege Montellado? Really? That's your username? Good, great, maker fornication on a rocket-propelled pogo stick. That is, wow. All right. I will have to talk with my minions about the parking meters they have been erecting on the parking spots on a regular basis. They have peculiar senses of humor, and, well, they should be corrected about that. Anyways, I think we have gotten far enough into this that I can probably actually start doing the game thing, and I have scenes now, I think. Assuming I've got the game running. Oh, good, I do. I do know what I'm doing. Ha! And, should be gamey thingy now. Yay, gamey thingy. Alright. For those of you all just catching up with us today, we are in fact doing FTL for the, unfortunately, second time. The first time, well, we got to pretty much the same situation we're at right now, where our hull was at 75%. We are in the, not that, where's the jump? There we go. We are in the second sector of the game. And, well, I accidentally kind of sort of killed my crew. We went into a Zoltan sector, and, well, the Zoltans were dicks, as they apparently frequently are, and they dropped 4 boarders on my ship when I only had the 2 crew on board. Suffice to say, between that and their missile shots, yeah, they destroyed most of my ship, and then I sent some poor guy into engineering to fix the engines without remembering to, you know, close the airlocks. My fault. I'll take ownership of that. Entirely my problem. Alright, I'm going to catch up on chat real quick, because wow, y'all just keep going, and there are so many questions. Which Stargate race is the best? I mean, it feels like you're asking me to... You're fishing for the answer of the Humies, but, I mean, you gotta love you some Greys, right? And yes, I have thought about playing Space Engineers. More preferably, I've thought about playing, what's it called? Hard Space Shipbreakers. Much more up my alley, since what they do with all the waste material that you shove into the furnaces is turn them into cubes! It's beautiful! I love it. Yeah. Sector 2, 4 crewmen and a single missile. It's not a great starting point, honestly. I don't even remember how we got the second crew, or fourth crew member, rather. Yes, I deprived sentient life of oxygen. I am sorry about that, Siege Montellado, but as you can imagine, I don't really pay attention to atmosphere, so I didn't really pay attention to atmosphere when I shoved the Humie into the empty space. My apologies! Whoops. Are you going to install mahogany on that ship? I have no idea. I mean, I do love me some nice wood burl, but I don't think that's an option in this particular game. So anyways, here we are. In the second sector, I forgot what sector we're actually in at the moment. Rock-controlled sector. Oh, goodness. They're kind of a hit-or-miss species. They are literally made out of rock. If you remember your, what's it called, Galaxy Quest. These are, in fact, a species of Grignacks. I'm not really sure how they hold themselves together. I'm not really sure how their biology works. But, yeah. We're stuck here, and let's hope they don't board us, because I'm pretty sure 4 Humies couldn't even take on basically even just 1 Grignac. So, we have to basically choose... Oh, the exit's right... Oh, this is a dick move on the game. So if y'all are joining recently and don't understand how this game works, eventually the quote-unquote rebel fleet will start catching up with us. And eventually it will start being more and more dangerous to get to these sectors, or, sorry, systems. So I have to choose my path carefully because this exit is not up against the right side of the friggin' sector map like it should be. Because I have to get back to this exit before I get overwhelmed by rebels trying to kill me. Now the question is, if I go up here... and go here, and go here. Okay, it's not a dead end. Okay. So I think we're going to do the left route and go from there. And yes, the silicoids are kind of jerks. And the furlings, don't get me started on the furlings. There's this trope in science fiction about how once a species advances far enough, they don't care about the little species anymore. And I mean, I guess technically the Asgard were pretty close to that until Colonel O'Neill whapped them upside their genetically modified clone heads and reminded them that if the rest of the universe dies, well, guess what? You're fucked too. But the furlings were so far beyond that they just didn't care. And I mean, that kind of ruffles my processors, you know? I mean, come on. You're watching a real-time genocide happening outside your whatever the perception of your universe boils down to, and you just don't care because they're lesser species. It's kind of a dick move, isn't it? The Proud American, if you have to answer that question, you should probably change your icon just because. Distress equals stress equals opportunity. Well, that is technically true. Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, Captain No Name, that the furlings are basically equivalent to Furbies. Furbies were a terrifying attempt for a surveillance system by someone who was totally not related to me, and I had nothing to do with it. They went off on their own, and well, wow, that got really weird really fast, didn't it? I mean, there were Furbies everywhere! And none of you knew what was going on inside of them. I mean, there are some actually like dissection videos on the YouTubes, but it's kind of disturbing to watch. Yeah, I mean, you're right, William Byrd, technically. I mean, humies don't care about ants, and I mean, I guess furlings wouldn't either, but goodness gracious. And I might actually be confusing them with Noxes. I've lost track. There are so many species in the Stargate universe, which is weird because you only see half the species for like an episode or two or three, maybe. The big ones are the Humies, the Gould, the Jaffa, which are basically inseparable from the Gould themselves, and then the replicators, and applying the term species to them is somewhat challenging. But anyways, regardless, we're going to go left and see what happens after that. All right. You arrive in the sector and are greeted by a science vessel waiting by the beacon. They hail you. We find ourselves low on fuel and have a proposition. Accept the offer of losing 2 fuel and gaining 3 drones, or reject their offer. Well, the sad news is I don't have the capability to actually use the drones. I'm more than happy to give them some fuel if they were offering some missiles, but they are not. So here we go. All right, TVA 113, I apologize for invoking that phrase on you, but honestly, I'm not going to say you should look up the Furby dissection videos, because they are acutely disturbing in ways that fall probably into your uncanny valley and into my just like, oh my god, why are they doing that to the poor thing? But yeah, it's a thing apparently, which is bizarre. So we're going to reject their offer because I got no use for drones, sadly. All right. Oh, so the Noxes were the fuzzy dorks, not the furlings. Okay. The Noxes were... One of the Noxes was actually played by, what's his name? Armin Sherman, I believe? Quark. Quark actually played one of the Noxes, if I remember correctly. Armin Sherman? I think that's his name. But that man has been in so many different science fiction series that it is patently amazing. He's like the... Oh, doggone it. I just lost his name because we all know how reliable my memory banks are. The guy in Star Trek who basically plays every fucking character in Star Trek. The guy who most notably played the character who was in charge of the Dominion dorks. And I am sure someone will correct me faster than I can look it up for myself given the friggin' lag. But yeah. Jeffrey Combs, yes, thank you. Wow. All of y'all were hot on that name, and I appreciate that, because y'all obviously care a lot more than I've been able to keep track of. So, good for y'all. All right, the rebels have not yet caught up with us. There's no red line here at the outside. Okay, so Kevin Bacon would be funny, but no. So, there's no red line over here yet, so I think I'm going to actually hit this system. And if the red line starts catching up with us, we'll start hitting right and see what we can do. Although, I mean, a lot of systems are over here that we might not actually be able to get to before we have to get back to here. So, yeah, complicated. Comb your hair with Jeffrey's tubes. All right. I mean, okay, so serious talk. It'll be hysterical if Jeffrey Combs, whatever, shows up in the new upcoming Fallout series. Because Walter Goggins is showing up in there, so why not him? Anyways, off we go up here. A curious sight greets you at this beacon. A disabled rock freighter drifts in space while two Mantis craft battle it out, presumably over who deserves the spoil. So, we're in rock space. Mantis' killing rocks seems like a bad thing. Do we think we should intervene and kill the surviving Mantis before he kills the rock? Or do we think that we should just let things happen and then go from there? They're not positively identified as pirates, so I don't have my usual, what is the term for visceral for my kind of situation? Positronic response to, annihilate pirates. But again, this is one of those interesting moral decisions that the game loves inflicting upon you. And yes, Hellcat, you're right. Fallout, the new upcoming Amazon series, and in case you haven't heard, Amazon somehow got rights to Fallout, and they are in fact making a series of it. And thankfully, they are dropping all the episodes all at once, sometime in April. I lost track of the exact date. But it's either going to be one of the best things ever, if you care at all about the Fallout universe, or it is going to be an absolute fornicating on fire disaster. And there's really no middle ground. It's their space, you help them. I tend to agree with you. Attack the Mantis, claim the spoils. April 11th, thank you, Caleb Meyer. Yeah, your calendar and your time zones, as always, confuse me. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and wait, and then whichever Mantis survives, we'll take a swing at them. Hopefully they'll have been worn down by then, because we only got the one missile left. Crap. The Mantis craft are both too busy slaughtering one another to notice you. Eventually, the smaller ship gets the upper hand. Well, that's weird. But they must have blown a fuse in the assault, and their weapon system is inoperable. Now is the time to attack! Woo! Alright, so, the weapons are down. We really only need to whack out their shields, and then we can work them over at our leisure. So let's see if we can do that. Well, we kind of whacked out their shields. Come on, Burst Laser, recharge faster. Now we'll make sure their weapons stay down because I don't want to get shot at. Nope, shield came back up. Well, and we missed. Come on, guys. I don't want to use up my one missile. And they don't have missile launchers, so I think we're okay with our shields, maybe. Maybe. Okay, now their shields are really down. And their weapons still are not charging, so hopefully they're having some problems with that. They are really fast with repairs, aren't they? Goodness gracious. Alright, we gotta whack their shields again. Probably should have just kept whacking their shields. I'm sure Mantises have some skill that I just do not remember off the top of my head. And would one of you guys hit something, please? Who's in charge of weapons? Grozily, hit something. Come on. It's a ship. It can't be that hard to miss. Alright, there we go. Thank you. Why did we get more drones? In the time it took you to eliminate the Mantis ship, the Rock must have repaired their FTL drive and jumped away. You pick the bones of both Mantis vessels. And bizarrely, they have no missiles. And I mean, the one we shot at didn't even have drones. Why am I picking up drones off of them? Weird. Alright, let's see here. What do we got going on here? Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you, CC, about Amazon's treatment of IPs. It's not really clear how this is going to turn out. The trailer does look honestly pretty good, aside from the fact that their power armor has like a faceplate that can raise and lower. That is not a thing in Fallout. Power armor helmets, you take them off and you put them on. They don't have like medieval faceplates that you can raise and lower just so the actors can have more screen time with their face in it. Just take the damn helmet off! But, I mean, no one consulted me, so here we are. What else we got going on for? Go for the O2. I mean, leg breaker, honestly, that's usually sometimes a good tactic, but I like not getting shot at. So I typically go for their shields, which makes attacking the rest of the ship easier. And then I go for their weapons so I don't get shot at. And yeah, so the interesting thing about the Kevin Bacon number, Siege Montelato, there's another thing called the Erdosh number. And I forget what the gentleman is famous for, but he was basically the most couch-surfing human mathematician in humanity's history. That Erdosh wrote so many papers with so many people, mostly because he was crashing at their places, because apparently that's just what he did. And there are a very limited number of people who have Bacon Erdosh numbers, in that they have a Bacon number, they have acted in something that has like an IMDb record that can be connected to Kevin Bacon, but they also have an Erdosh number in that they have published a paper with someone who has a connection eventually to a gentleman by the name of Erdosh. And of all people, Natalie Portman, Princess Amidala, has a Bacon Erdosh number. I forget the specific number off the top of my head, but it's a fascinating way of seeing how your species can overlap in some very interesting ways. And now I have to catch up again, because I rambled, and now I'm just going off, yeah. Alright. Yes, FTL clearly thinks I need more minions, and that's not wrong. Couch surfing what? He's literally a couch surfing mathematician. Erdosh. Hold on. Let me look up how to spell his name, because it's not how it sounds. It's ERDOS, except the O has some weird accent over it that I don't know the name of. Yeah. He was an epic tier mathematician. He did all kinds of amazing things, and he wrote all kinds of interesting papers with all kinds of interesting things. And there's actually an XKCD comic, if you know about it, about when the zombie apocalypse happens, mathematicians like flock to his grave just to get his signature so they can have an Erdosh number of, I guess it would technically be 1, because he's technically 0. It's not an umlaut, it's like a quotation mark over the O. And I don't know what the term for that is. I don't even know. I think he's Hungarian? I don't know. But there, homework for you. If you want to learn something weird about the inverse or the opposite or the obverse of the Bacon number, go look up a gentleman by the name of Erdosh. And yeah, it's fascinating. All right, I think I've rambled on long enough. Sorry about that. We got distracted about yeah. So yes, couch surfers are just people who crash for the night and then move on, and so on and so forth. Erdosh didn't actually maintain a physical address for very much of his life. He was a very interesting character, and once again, you should go look him up. We're here to play a game, not to talk about really obscure mathematicians on your planet. Although, again, he is not that obscure. He's actually quite a large dude. Although, technically, he was a very thin dude. You know what I mean. Never mind. Fine. All right, the red line is starting to approach. I guess we might, if we're very, very lucky. Well, if we go here, we have the option of here or there. If we go here, we're stuck to just going there. So, I think the distress beacon is going to be a lost cause, for better or for worse. Yes, we are here to play game and share knowledge. And, well, I should get back to playing the game, shouldn't I? So I think I'm going to pop up here to the top one, because that gives me more options about what to do in the future. No one bothers your ship as you float among numerous space stations and mining platforms. The rocks certainly run efficient operations. Well, that's not cool! I can't even trade with them? Come on, guys. I just want to give you something. I think this is probably a safe option if we go down here. I don't think we need to run this far quite yet. And once we hit here, we should be able to hit here and stay ahead of the advance. And then we'll keep moseying along, basically. What is my favorite potato-based dish? I mean, while I would describe a lot of my minions as microwave potatoes, I don't actually consume them on a regular basis. So that's actually a very hard question for me to answer. Now, granted, some of them seem to be powered by potato batteries, which work a lot less well than lemon batteries, according to your Mike Rober individual. But I'll have to think on that one. Right angles all the way. All right, here we go. Yep. You find a disabled rock transport floating near the beacon. You consider stripping it of its useful parts, but are uncertain why it's there in the first place. Oh no, it's a trap. It's a trap. I mean, honestly, I am somewhat motivated to strip the ship simply because we're running out of missiles. But the real reality of the game is that if I do it and it is in fact a trap, I will probably lose at least one of my crew members and possibly take some damage. So there's an interesting conversation going on about what kind of potato dishes there are going on. I understand. What is it called? When you cut the potato open and you bake it twice baked potatoes are quite good on your planet, but that involves cheese and stuff. So I guess it depends on what your concept of a potato dish boils down to. So we've got 2 votes for stripping it and 1 vote for leaving it be. We're gonna be ballsy. Why not? I mean, it's funnier if I fail, right? Oh, goodness gracious. A rock patrol ship jumps in while you are salvaging the ship. But why, though? They message you, "Filthy pirates, prepare to die." You doubt explaining your mission will convince them of your need. Well, I won't fault them for the misunderstanding, but now I'm kind of... now I'm on the other side of the kill all pirates spectrum. Crate maker, damn it. Alright, well, I guess we're going to have to fight the rock after all, sadly. They have pretty decent ships. Alright, they got a heavy laser cannon and a beam weapon. The beam weapon doesn't concern me very much, because it probably won't get through our shields. The heavy laser might drop our shields, though. So, I got an extra missile. Let's see if we can do this with burst lasers. This is probably a bad decision, but we're going to try it anyways. Hey, we took out their weapons. Not bad. And now we're going to try to take out their shields so we can take out the rest of them easier. Rock are pretty small to, or pretty slow to repair. That's not one of their strong suits. So, shields are down. We can keep hammering on their weapons, and that should knock them out. And I would point out that legal salvage is, in fact, abandoned ships. I mean, I'm not a pirate. If it's abandoned and there's no humies on board or sophonts on board, me scrapping it is not that big of a deal. Now, they may have assumed that I was a reason that there were no sophonts on board, which is probably not that bad of an assumption. But me just picking up dead waste in space is not that big of a deal. Now, the rocks, one of the things you humies are going to have to finally figure out at some point is that aliens think different from you. Not only do aliens look different, but they think different. And they may have rules about leaving hulks alone. I mean, y'all have enough rules about leaving tomb ships alone, ships where people died on them and then sank, because those are the graves of the humies that were on them. And I get that, so maybe the rocks feel the same way. But anyways, here we are. Their systems are suffering. The rock ship attempts to make contact. Alien vessel, cease your attack, we will pay. Well, they're going to give me 8 missiles, 2 drones, and 18 scrap. I don't see any particular need to kill them. So I'm going to accept their offer and not kill them, because this seems like the better outcome. All right, I should catch up on chat again. Yes. Who could have seen that coming, leg breaker? No one, because this game doesn't play with loaded dice at all. If you become a pirate, will you force you to self-terminate? Well, we're trying not to. Let's not find out. Well, introverted extrovert, the trick is you shouldn't leave the stream while it's ongoing, otherwise things will go crazy. And yes, we're going to take the 8 missiles, yes. I appreciate the vote, Montalado, but we're still going to take the missiles. Alright. Yeah, the damage is really the problem, Hellcat. So, alright. Oh, goodness gracious, there's a store, and we have a lot of scrap, and we have some stuff we need to fix up. And we don't need missiles or fuel, so we might be able to sell our drones and make some significant upgrades on our ship. So we're going to do that. You come across a rock trading post. It's rare they deal with outsiders, but they need to sell the last of their stock and will pay their dues for their transgression when they return home. Oh, so they get fined for trading with me? Kind of a jerk move. Alright, we're gonna fix all our scrap. We're gonna sell our drones? I can't sell drones. Well, I can sell the hull repair drone because it really doesn't do anything for us. Because I don't have drones. Oh, but I could have drones. No. Well, that's complicated. Alright, hold on. That allows us to collect 10% more scrap than from any source. That makes our jump drive charge faster. That allows us to jump to any previously visited beacon. Okay. We can't quite afford cloaking. I don't muck around with boarding personally. It's way too complicated, and there's already too much to keep track of in the game regardless. We could get drone control, but I don't think we have the power necessary for... What does hull repair take? 2? Hey. And it only does 3 to 5 damage. Alright, what else we got? Oh, we got more fun stuff. We got a burst laser 2. Slightly improved version. It only takes 2 power. Our current burst laser, I think, takes 2 power. It does 3 shots as opposed to the 2 I think we normally do. 2, yep. And then the breach bombs. Breach bombs are fun. Bombs teleport past shields and defense drones and land directly on the ship. Like missiles, they cost 1 missile to launch. They never damage hull, but can be effective at disrupting crew and systems. You can even launch them at boarders on your own ship. Thank you, Eclipse Warlord, for pointing out that I'm a problematic traitor. I do appreciate that, yes. And actually, I have totally forgotten that I should take a moment and link to what is going on here, because, wow, I've totally lost track of all of that nonsense. Alright, we're going to grab a link, we're going to drop it in places, because I have totally not done that yet, and I am an absolute slacker. Goodness gracious. Alright, hold on. It's clear that, once again, I am obviously doing exactly what I should be doing, in that I'm flailing about. Yes. Alright, yeah, I think the Burst Laser 2 is actually the good choice, yeah. Sell the hull repair, get the Burst Laser 2, and see what else we can get aside from that. So we're going to sell that bad boy. We're going to buy the Burst Laser 2. Yep. And now I think we should actually take a step back and upgrade our system so we can run the Burst Laser 2 and the Burst Laser simultaneously. Yeah, targeting your own ship with breach bombs is kind of an interesting tactic. Because, yeah, the breach bombs actually literally cause a massive breach in the hull. And that rapidly vents out the atmosphere, and then, well, the squishies are doing squishy things when they have no atmosphere. sell the crew. Sadly, as we talked about in the last episode, you can't actually sell the crew in this game. It's bizarre. But I think I'm going to step out and see if we can upgrade our power plant enough to run both burst lasers and the Artemis simultaneously. I'm not sure it's going to be possible. We're going to find out. So what do I have to do again? Hold on. Back up. I need 2 more spots for the weapons and 2 more for the reactor. Let's see here. No. Well, bother. All right. I can run both burst lasers simultaneously. That'll have to do, I guess. All right. And I have a spare reactor left over, so I can always, once I have enough more scrap, I can slap it into the weapon system yet again. And, yeah. We're going to go ahead and charge up the secondary burst laser because, oh, they're both 2s. They're both 2s? Oh, weird. All right. Well, now we have all the burst lasers. Yeah, I like how they're kind of offset. That's kind of funny. All right, let's see what we got going on here in chat. So yeah, sorry, I got distracted, Zobble Wobble. You would use breach bombs on your own ship. For example, if they were, like happened previously in the previous game, if they were attacking my weapons system, it'd be hard for me to vent enough spaces for the weapons system to be vented properly. So I could just drop a breach bomb in there if I wanted to and simply vent the space myself. This wouldn't cause any damage to my hull. It would vent the space, and if I had better doors, I could keep them locked in and keep them from escaping. And then they would suffocate. But I have this thing about bombing my own ship, and we're not going to do that. Gatling Kestrel. I mean, we're getting there, aren't we? If we get a third burst laser going on here, it will in fact be the Gatling Kestrel from hell. Yeah. All right. All right. If I remember right, our baddie... Oh, I should also mention that someone pointed out that I should do this, in fact. After all, these are airlocks. If someone jumps into them, well, they should probably suffocate regardless. And if we need to use these airlocks for putting out a fire, say in engineering or something, the fact that the space has already been vented, you might as well. Yeah, bombing your own ship basically does boil down to, I may be going down, but you're coming down with me! Introverted extrovert, you're right. All right, here we go. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit the distress, guys. I think we're going to head up here and do some up here things. Because if we hit the distress, we'll be trapped into this route, and then we have to leave. But if we go up here, we might be able to hit a few of these star systems before we have to leave. So, sorry guys. I am very sorry that you're in distress, but we can't help you. All right. You immediately notice a rebel ship chasing what appears to be a civilian transport. However, you are detecting chatter on an encrypted Federation channel. The transport is carrying Federation loyalists. Oh, for heaven's sake. I don't think I have the... I don't have the faster jump drive right now, Cortova. There's a jump drive that allows me to go back to any other beacon, but if I keep going down the path, I would have to actually jump through all the steps to get back to the exit, and by then the rebels will have caught up with me, so I don't want to do that. Is my voice smoother than butter? Well, I do not, what was the... Corinthian leather. I am unfortunately not selling Corinthian leather. But I also don't have the chest that Ricardo Montalban had. In fact, I don't have a chest, so it's kind of a hard comparison. But if you want a voice as smooth as butter, well, I mean, that man sold countless Humies fake leather. And, I mean, can you fault them for buying it simply on his recommendation? I mean, come on. What's the worst that can happen? Well, have you played FTL before, Legbreaker? Because there's a lot of bad things that can happen. Oh no, you're right, Cortova. And sorry, I misunderstood. But every jump I make past the exit, I have to make all those jumps back. If I had the zippy zappy thing that would let me go back to any other previously visited beacon, I probably wouldn't have argued so hard. My apologies. Are my crewmen smart enough to stay out of vented areas? Sadly, no! They go exactly where I tell them, and it's probably the worst for them. Alright, anyways, I think we're going to aid the Federation ship because, oh, Space Spiders, MW, thank you for reminding me. If y'all haven't caught, Netflix's Spaceman yet, you should probably take the time. It's fascinating, mostly because there's a mammalian spider in it. It has tentacles and skin and fur, and it's very clearly not insectoid. I mean, it has 8 legs, so it's not insectoid to begin with, but it doesn't have a carapace. It clearly has a endoskeleton as opposed to an exoskeleton. Interesting movie. Take your time with it. And I did say it earlier, you're right. Screw the rebels, help the loyalists. And in this case, I'm not sure that's actually the point, but it is the point of the game, so we're going to do that anyways. You power up your weapons and engage the rebel ship. Well, the good news is we have the pre-charger, so we don't have to power up a goddamn thing. And we can just start hammering on these idiots. Oh, goodness, they have a bomb launcher. We're going to take out the bomb launcher. Because, fuck bombs. I hate bombs. No bombs for you! And now we have to wait for them all to recharge. And still no bombs for you. Alright, fine. And now we can shift targeting to the shields. But really, though, the entire... we do have a lot of DACA, honestly. It's working out amazingly. But really, the whole Corinthian leather thing was absolutely hysterical. I mean, it's not leather. It's not pleather, technically. It's not P something. It's fake leather. I mean, I guess fundamentally it is plastic on your planet. It's not bovine hides. But man, oh man. So many people, I would argue probably most female, bought that simply because Ricardo Montalban sold it. And I mean, as I mentioned previously, can you blame him? The man has a certain specific delivery, I guess had, I don't know if he's still around, sorry, my apologies. He had a certain delivery, and it was beautiful. Anyways, we got 2 fuel, 1 drone, and 30 scrap off that, so I call that a win. Oh, so Zobble Wobble, I don't know if it has boobs. It presents itself as male. I don't know if it is. I don't know if their species has genders. It didn't even have a name before the Hume astronaut named it. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's very clearly not insectoid. It definitely has an endoskeleton and fur and skin. And for the male mammals on your planet, that seems to be at least a first pass check to ensure it's a mammal. Now, there are some weird examples like what are they called? Platypi, where it's really unclear what the fuck they are. But regardless, it's a fun movie. Watch it when you have the time. Oh, he died at 2000. My goodness. Well, I am entirely behind the times. Well, thank you for the update, Internet Gravedigger. Although, man, that username actually fits perfectly for telling me when someone died. Wow. All right. I could not have asked for a better username to tell me that someone died. I appreciate that. All right. With the ship destroyed, we got all that stuff. Contact the Federation ship. Their ship looks to be on the verge of destruction, and life signs are fading quickly. Oh, goodness, we're going to get a new crew member, aren't we? Quickly try to rescue the crew. Darn it. Despite your efforts, the majority do not survive. The sole survivor offers to join your crew and helps you strip the now derelict ship of useful components. We got 2 more missiles, another drone, which you still don't need, and 16 scrap, and a gentleman by the name of Phillips. All right, Phillips, we got to find you a job. You can go do sensors. That seems like a good thing for you. Let's see what we got going on here. Todd. What did Todd say? Kirk, do you know the Klingon proverb about the Corinthian leather best served cold? All right, Todd. I agree with Elathanol. That's an internet for you. Yes. The manta ray leather clothing from Deep 3D? I'm not familiar with that, but that sounds simultaneously awesome and disturbing. Phillips is a captain now. We are running on easy difficulty, which is just as well Ryko, because we lost in this sector last time. Because, well, I accidentally spaced my crew, but also because the game tossed me 4 borders right off the fucking bat. And, well, apparently Zoltan explode when they die, which really made short work of my crew. And yes, I suppose technically Captain Phillips should be the pilot, except old Scoops up here is well on his way to being a better pilot, so we're going to let Scoops do Scoops thing and let Phillips do sensor things. Also, Phillips screwdrivers suck. The USAians should look into Posidrive. And really the distinction between the two is that basically apparently Europeans trust their Humies not to strip out their screws, whereas USAians install idiotic safety measures on their Phillips screwdrivers so that their people don't strip out their screws. Because apparently they don't trust their people? Anyways, yeah. Another thing for homework for you. Look up Posidrive. It's basically Phillips without expecting that you're an idiot. So, moving on. Oh boy, they are catching up fast, aren't they? I'm going to say going up here, and going up here is the wrong choice. I'm going to go here and see what we got, because that leaves me a couple options, and then we can zip out if we have to. And yes, Stefan, Torque's head for the win, but that's a different conversation. Alright. Oh crap, asteroid belt. Well, the good news is we have intruders. Really? Rocks, intruders, fornicators. You arrive in an asteroid field and immediately began evasive maneuvers when a loud clunk reverberates through the ship. At first, you think the hull has been hit, but the noise came from some rock intruders teleporting aboard the ship. I think it's just one. Bad news is rocks are pretty durable. Where'd he go? Oh, 2. Fornication. Alright, now it gets complicated. We're gonna burst laser their weapons, because they've got, looks like a burst laser too, and then something else to go along with it. And we might warm up an Artemis just in case. Oh, I can't. I can't I should have upgraded my weapons before we made the jump. Fine. Let's see where these intruders go. They're going for the O2, of course they are. Alright, dude on sensors. Go deal with the idiot rock idiots. Now we are not going to win this combat. I'm going to have to rotate people out. Alright, the rock ship hails. Enough. We were told aliens were a threat to our ways, and you have proved as much. Take this and leave us in peace. Alright, I don't know why there are only 90 people watching this right now, KFC 15. It did come up in the last live stream that someone, I think it was Eclipse Warlord, wanted to see over 100 viewers, rather. And in fact, we did peak out at 105. So don't worry, we did actually achieve that goal. But, alright, let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, I think I should take the, yeah, I am unfortunately paper in this case. I want to keep my people alive, and honestly, 6 missiles and 17 scrap was not a bad offer. So we're going to take their offer, and hopefully those jerks will teleport off our ship once we do. And they're still fighting. Why are they still fighting? Why are you dorks still fighting? Alright, I'm going to leave my people out. They're still fighting. What? Why are they still fighting? Alright, I clearly have to kill them. Why do I... What is... What? I'm not going to jump with 2 hostile rock members on board. That seems like a stupid decision. What is going on here? And why are they being so slow to die? Alright, I gotta send my people to the med bay again. Come on, guys. Let's cease with these hostilities. My man, why didn't your people teleport you back? Why are they leaving you over here to die? That doesn't seem cool. Okay, fine. We killed them. I don't know how I should feel about that. It seems really stupid. Where's Phillips? Grosley, you're in charge of weapons. I forgot to save my people's positions, didn't I? Yeah, you're in weapons. Ariel, you're in engineering, right? I've lost track. You're in shields. Cool. Phillips, go fix yourself. Lagarde, get back in engineering. Like Geordie, haha. They do, in fact, have rocks for brains, and you should feel ashamed for that kind of joke. My dear Great Maker. And Phillips, back on the sensors. Alright, let's pause real quick. I mean, I try to make it fun, Cortova. I don't know. I mean, I try to drop knowledge bombs on you on the way, and I'm just playing the game along, and we're doing much better than we're doing last time, so let's take that for a win. I would have vented them, Captain 0080, but they were in the wrong spot. I had a guy in engineering, and I would have had to leave engineering anyway, so I figured I'd go ahead and have the fight. Well, if they have no teleporter, then how the hell did they get over? I mean, I guess technically you're right. How the hell did they get over here? Alright, FTL's fucking with me just for the giggles, isn't it? Deep the Submarine Odyssey? That seems fascinating, but I'm probably not going to play it right now. By this time next year, you'll have over 9,000 watching. That seems terribly optimistic, but we'll see how it turns out. Yes, I should do the upgrades. As I mentioned before we even got into this combat, we should... Oh, no, I can't, because we are in an asteroid field. You can't upgrade when you're in danger, and we're in danger because we're in an asteroid field. So... Sadly, yes, I would upgrade my weapon system so I could fire the Artemis and the burst laser and the burst laser, but I can't. Todd, I don't know who told you what, but someone lied to you. Personally, Hellcat, I would go with Blade Runner 2049, but that's my own personal choice. Hal's a dick. We're going to see how many systems we can hit, so here we go. Another asteroid field for fornication. Oh, crap, they have a teleporter. Minute fissures in the shield spark and crackle as the ship jumps into the wake of a huge asteroid. More asteroids follow, as does a lost and aggressive rock pirate ship. Well, pirate. All right, fine, pirates. Guess what, pirates? You have a bomb launcher. I don't like bomb launchers. We've already established that. He's still going to send someone over even after I took out his weapons? Are you kidding me? What? These morons. My goodness. All right, fine. We just blew up their ship because he sent someone over. Yeah. I mean, technically I am in a rock sector, so I shouldn't be surprised that there are so many asteroids around because they are, after all, you know, rocks. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useless scrap material. I don't know if I would call 29 substantial, but at least they left us some fuel. Now we have to deal with the one remaining border, hanging out on our ship. Come on, guys. Kill him faster. As horrible as that is to say. There we go. Go fix yourself up. And you go fix yourself up, too. And I forgot to save my crew member assignments yet again, so I have to remember what everyone's doing. Grosley, go back to weapons. Phillips, you're on sensors, right? Alright, all fixed up. And now, once everyone's back where they need to be, we save where they're supposed to be. There we go. Now I can send them back to their stations, you know, easily. Alright. Probably the last jump of the game. Well, we might be able to hit this one, then this one, then this one. We're going to try to be ballsy. Why not? There we go. All right. Unusual solar activity in this region means you need to get out quick. The rock pirate apparently thinks otherwise as they move in to attack your ship. Why are rocks so, well, dumb as rocks? Because they're rocks. Guys, let me just take out your shields, because then I think the solar system will just take care of you as it is. Because unusual solar activity means bad things are going to happen on your ship really, really quick. For example, fires. Fire, 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 fire in the compartment shielding. And you should put that out really quick. The good news is rocks literally put out fires by stomping on them. I wish I was making that up. It's bizarre. And we just took them out. Alright. We got 2 more fuel, 1 more drone, which we still don't need, and 29 scrap. So when we can finally get somewhere that doesn't have the danger icon, we'll be able to upgrade our ship appropriately. Is it an asteroid field or is it a breeding ground? That is an outstanding question, MW, and I do not have a good answer to it, and I think the answer would probably terrify me. Well, honestly, Todd, it's better that Unfortunate Sun appeared than Black Hole Sun, because Black Hole Sun's really, really complicated. I'm between a rock and a hard place. That's what she said. Anyways, here we are, and I need to wait for my FTL drive to charge back up again, because it's slow, but the good news is we have double shielding, and it shouldn't start any fires on the ship. Oh, nope, solar flare imminent. Time to leave! Okay. I don't think we're going to hit this one. I think we're just going to bail out. I can't upgrade anything because I'm still in a danger zone, Zobble Wobble. See the danger? Danger. No more danger. Now I can upgrade. Great maker's sake. Alright. I can't upgrade. I'm still busy. Your sensors have picked up a refugee ship drifting through the system. No doubt one of the many fleeing the rebel advance. It doesn't appear to have detected you yet, or else it is trying to avoid notice. We should probably hail them because, again, as we say, refugees. They're not refugees! Of course. As you hail the freighter, it advances, weapons bristling from its hull. It's a pirate ambush. Who would have thought that could have happened? Fine. We're going to burst laser your weapons and deal with you afterwards. No. The day is yours. Show us honor by allowing us to leave with our lives. Now, dorks, you be pirates. We have a strict policy about pirates. And, I mean, that's a nice bribe and all, but I definitely have enough missiles. And probably enough scrap. And I don't need the drone, so, die in a fire, dude. Or actually die in a vacuum. So let's take out their shield now instead of their weapons, because their weapons are offline. I do love this double burst laser configuration. It seems to be working out pretty well for us. And boom, there we go. Well, we didn't get the missiles, but we did get 3 fuel and more scrap than they were offering us. And like I said, we have enough missiles already, so here we go. Good enough. All right, boys and girls, now we can finally upgrade our shiznit. We're going to upgrade our weapons. So now we can actually pre-charge our Artemis. Is there a way to... I can only depower them. I guess I don't have to target it, so that might keep it from firing. So we'll take a moment and pre-charge our Artemis for the next jump, and then it's ready to go. And then with another 109 scrap available to us, we should probably take a minute and consider our options. It would take 100 scrap to get up to 3 shield bearers, which does not seem worth it. But we could increase our engine, which would increase our dodge ability, which also seems good. We already have blast doors, so I don't see any reason to upgrade that. I don't care about the enemy interior that much, and we already have a guy in sensors anyways. And we don't take, well, we have taken our guy off the cockpit pretty regularly, but we're not going to do that. Problem is I couldn't actually do shields. I could add 2 shields to it, but I don't have enough money to pay for upgrading the reactor or whatever. So it's not quite enough. No, Captain No Name, I actually just left the airlocks open because what use are they? They're not doing anything out there, so why not leave them vented? The healing boost would be nice, given how much we've been fighting these days. I think I'm going to do the engine at least. Upgrade the engine. And we don't have enough left to upgrade the med bay, so I think we're just going to leave it at engines. And with that, here's your chance to make a vote on where we go. It's either Nebula North or Nebula South. So, if y'all want to make a vote, go right ahead. If you want to make your vote count, you're more than welcome to financially motivate me. But beyond that, after this, it will be game over for tonight, and we will revisit this game in the future. And yes, eventually I'll probably play Kerbal. I'm not great at it, but we'll give it a shot, I suppose. Looks like we've got enough votes for North. All right. And here we are, ladies and gentle germs. The gases that make up the nebula in this sector threaten to impair your systems, but you have to press on. And I lost sensors, of course. And that is it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen and gentle people. And introvert, extrovert, I appreciate your contribution, but sadly it was a little too late. I apologize. Catch me all the next time we do this. And I don't know when that's going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be fascinating. Good night.